Hello everyone and welcome to another video review by Centipede Geek. Today I'm going to review a film by the name of Brick Mansions. This film is directed by a guy by the name of Camille Delamere. It is written by Luc Besson and Bibi Nacari. Now if you guys don't know, just a little bit of background information on the film. It is actually a remake of a French film, I believe, by the name of District BC-13. That film came out roughly 10 years ago, back in the year of 2004. And this stars actors by the name of Paul Walker, David Bell, and RZA. Now, as I'm sure many of you know, Paul Walker has passed away recently, and this, as I'm sure, once again, as many of you know, this is one of his last films. I guess his official last film will be the film with the name of The Fast and Furious 7 that'll come out next year in 2015, directed by James Wan. Anyway, so Brick Mansions is pretty much, it's kind of a futuristic film. It doesn't take too much in the future, but it takes place a few years from now, where we have this obviously, this district, obviously, District 13. We have this district that is walled up, where all this crime is taking place. The government has pretty much forgotten about this place, and these people within this District 13 have to pretty much fend for themselves, so that's pretty much what the movie's about, is these people fending for themselves. They're within a walled in area, and they have Paul Walker's character. He's sort of, minor spoilers coming up, he's sort of a detective, and he has to go in this sort of, brick mansion area and save some people, deactivate a bomb, and that sort of thing. And then RZA is sort of our villain in the movie. That's pretty much the main plot of the film, the name of Brick Mansions. Overall, I really enjoyed this movie. First off, I will say that I have not seen the original, District BC-13 movie, the French film that came out back in 2004. I haven't seen that movie, so I'm not going to do any parallels or comparison or anything that, obviously, because I haven't seen the film. But overall, I thought Brick Mansions was pretty solid. I mainly watched this film because I knew it was one of Paul Walker's last films, so I kind of wanted to do it, I guess, in due respects of him. And I really enjoyed the film. I will say my favorite character in the film, honestly, probably wasn't Paul Walker. I mean, I've always thought Paul Walker, it's very sad what happened, but I've always thought Paul Walker was overall an average actor. There is one film that I really always have enjoyed him in, and that was a film by the name of The Lazarus Project. I always really liked him in that film. But overall, he was pretty average in this movie, just a pretty average character, average actor. Overall, I really enjoyed RZA's character, though. He was a great villain. I loved his character, loved his, just the way he talked, the one-liners he delivered. Overall, I thought his character was just pretty cool. RZA, kudos to him, because he was probably my favorite character overall. I thought it was really cool what they did at the end of the film. Major spoilers coming up. It's not really, I guess, it's not a spoiler in the movie, but it's what they did after the film. They put a nice little picture afterwards, saying in memory of Paul Walker, and then they showed the day he died, a little picture of him. I thought that was really cool, sort of, memorial or in remembrance of him. So that was really cool, sort of a, memorial to the family almost. That way we can always remember him. So that was really cool. But as a film itself, it was really cool. I really enjoyed the concept of Brick Mansions. You have this walled-in area. Now, I will say there are some crazy and ridiculous action scenes in the film in the name of Brick Mansions. Just these action scenes are just downright extremely over the top and ridiculous. And for me, I was never really too big on those, over the top action films. I always want a little bit more than just over the top action. And so at first I was like, okay, in my mind, this is going to be a pointless action film. That was my thoughts until I saw about the last 15 minutes in the movie, where at first I was giving you these really over-the-top action scenes, and don't get me wrong, the action scenes are fun as can be. You got people doing flips over each other, Paul Walker and the other actor doing flips, and they land on the car at the exact same time. Lots of slow motion sequences, so don't get me wrong. The fighting choreography is great in the film. From what I understand, I believe Paul Walker did some Brazilian jiu-jitsu to prepare for his role shortly before his death, I guess. And so I really enjoyed the action scenes, the fighting choreography, but when I was watching the film, I was wanting something more. And I got exactly that something more in the last 10 minutes of the film, where we get this whole sort of, good guys teaming up with bad guys, and they sort of rise against the government, they sort of rise against what's going on. So that was really cool. You have actors by the name of RZA. RZA was our villain, and then you find out what really happened. You found that RZA didn't kill who Paul Walker thought he killed. So they end up, those three characters team up, and the entire Brick Mansions, team up, because, major spoilers coming up. You end up finding out that the government is trying to just bomb all of Brick Mansions. They don't care anymore. So then you have those people rising up against the government. So that was a really cool sort of, political, almost social commentary little thing that you had there at the end about, the people rising up against the government. That was just a really cool concept that I really wasn't expecting from a film like this. I thought the film was just going to be sort of a pointless action film. And then towards the end, it gave me something a little bit more, and it ended up turning out to be a lot more clever than I thought it was previously going to be. Overall, Brick Mansions was definitely a fun time. If you want a film with lots of action, some decent acting here and there, a solid villain with RZA, and then a really cool sort of clever, almost science fiction concept twist towards the end, Brick Mansions is definitely the one to check out. Overall, I really enjoyed it. 1 out of 10. I'd probably give it a solid 10 because I don't really have any complaints. That's my review of the film The Name of Brick Mansions, once again starring Paul Walker. Thanks for watching the video by Centipede Geek. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe to my page below, and I'll see you guys later with more videos.